mastering your emotions for better decision making. Have you ever heard the saying that people buy with emotion and then justify with logic? It's completely true. I consider myself to be a highly logical person, and I've still noticed that I've done the same thing. It's human nature. This is not something that we can avoid, but we can actually leverage it to our advantage. I remember last year I spent almost $2,000 on courses on how to build a personal brand and create content online. Most people don't just randomly spend $2,000, especially myself, coming from a background that's pretty tight with money. I spent a lot of time analyzing creators, especially people who are financially free. They have well-crafted ideas that they can share with other people to make impact at scale. When you want something that someone else has, that sparks a bit of emotion and gets you excited about the idea that you might see yourself pursuing, right? Maybe you relate to this, thinking back to something that you purchased in the past, whether you were feeling excited, anxious, nervous about the decision. At the end of the day, you probably justified why you purchased it with some reason that you think is logical, when in fact, the reason you pulled your card out and made the purchase was an emotional decision. Understanding this more in depth can help us to make better decisions when we know our emotions are involved. We just have to be really careful because emotions aren't always the best indicators of why we should do something. Have you ever had times where you just feel super excited about something on one day and then the next day you kind of feel indifferent about it? You're like, oh, maybe that wasn't the best idea for me. For example, with content creation, you read a landing page of someone's product. It gets you excited because it's hitting all the pain points that you have. Everything you're struggling with, it's speaking exactly to you. That's tapping into your emotions. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that you have to understand where you're coming from, where you're at, and if that decision is right for you. My best advice would be to sleep on the decision. See how you feel after a few days, and if that problem still persists, you can logically decide whether you want to pursue that or not, right? See, a lot of people fall for this trap, like getting into debt from college because of the emotional buy-in of their parents and society telling them they need to pursue college because that's the way to go, or else you don't fit in. A lot of people make big purchases like fancy cars because they think that that's going to provide them some type of emotional validation and fit in within their group. And especially in relationships where people end up marrying or having kids with the wrong people because they've been emotionally bought in. And it wasn't the best decision, but people do it all the time. Doesn't matter who you are. People that seemingly claim to be intelligent, they make these same decisions, right? So what's the solution? How do we make better decisions once we become aware of our emotions? A lot of it's going to come down to cultivating that awareness. A couple of ways that I've brought more awareness to my decisions are to meditate. I know maybe you've heard this before, but trust me, if you stay consistent with meditation, you become much more self-aware. For me, I do this for at least 10 minutes every morning, and I feel much more focused in the work that I do. Whether it's creative, at work, or even in my family, I'm more aware of how I'm feeling in that moment. So I'm able to make better decisions because I can see the emotions come up before I'm able to react to them. Get some accountability from someone who's going through the same thing as you and talk about it. Make sure that you're not spending too much time in your head and you're vocalizing your decision-making process. I find that it helps because our minds can create a lot of illusions, right? Like situations that aren't really true. And that can lead to a lot of different mixed emotions and, often lead to overwhelm as well. So yeah, hopefully this video was helpful. Leave a like if it was. Leave a comment and let me know what you think. And if you want a deeper dive on emotional decision making, I wrote an article in my newsletter. You can check it out down below. But that's all for now, and I'll see you in the next video.